All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people. Once again, you're welcome to Exposed News TV. Now, I'm going to go straight to this one because this is a quick one, before we round up with the issue we've been addressing since morning. I saw a post, in fact, it's on every blog now on social media, both Insta blog and the rest of them are carrying it. And what is this post talking about? The repentant Boko people in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria ran away. Wait, this thing is so funny. The zoo government have been running a program lately where they tag some certain bandits, terrorists that have killed a lot of people, repentant Boko. And what they do is when these people, when these people claim to have repented, they now bring them into the Nigerian army or the Nigerian police, all these state actors and non-state actors. They join the Nigerian terrorist army. That is why the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá keep on calling them terrorist army, because of their activities generally. So they deploy these people into their army. And you see these people being deployed to different states. Mostly, they bring them to Biafran land, which most of them have been meeting their Waterloo. But that is not the issue. This particular one, entered their army and absconded with their weapons. So the major aim of this one was to come and collect weapons. So their so-called repentant Boko ran away with their weapons and their equipment. The other day I posted a video where, the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá and other Biafran group warned, Biafrans about joining the Nigerian army. You people do not understand why, the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá keeps on looking out for Biafrans, especially for Biafrans, is because of the fact that you are dealing with a government that has now gotten to the highest level in this terrorism thing. A vice president of this so-called country we're talking about visited in a United Nations summit, made a comment supporting Palestine. Go and read about Palestine and their activities so that you understand where these people are going to. I wasn't surprised though, because the man in question is the head of Boko. They keep on creating groups, keep on creating, terrorists and bandits group that will keep on extorting the country and also keep on diversifying and entering other places to take over the land. Remember their plan, which they have made sure that the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá is their top enemy because he keeps on exposing them. This is the problem. This is why they want to do everything to frustrate him. Because it's as if the Prime Minister is always ahead of them. And my major reason why I will still come to the conclusion that the IPOBDOS is working for the Nigerian government. Because tell me the reason why you are fighting Èkpá to start with. Why are you fighting Simon, Èkpá, and Joko? The only person that keeps on exposing the activities of these people and who has been fighting them without fear. So he is like the major headache the Nigerian government is having currently. Because because Onyenduma Nnamdi Kanu is not available. So Simon, Èkpá, and Joko is the only problem the Nigerian government are having in penetrating our land and also doing all kind of atrocious things. Yet you're fighting him. I still don't understand why. But before we go into this issue of DOS, because I don't want to dive into their matter again, let us round up with the issue we are addressing. But the major issue and the major matter is that a repentant Boko terrorist have absconded with military equipment in Zoological Republic of Nigeria. That is the news for now.
The only thing that idiot will win a family here. Ego aji agba mkpụrụ mmiri ọ na-agba ụmụ ya na-agba nọ nka nwunye ose okwu na-egbu amụnwa amarọ adịoritere na-agwa ụmụ ndị gboo ụmụ Igbo ụdatịrị nwere onye nwụrụnụ na-apụta ụwa ọzọ ọnwụ na sidisi idiot ka ọsọ Soludo nwa mgbọghọ na oke ala ọka ala ha iwepụtara na sekuriti na-egbuchasị ụnụ ọkwa Soludo nwa mgbọghọ na-abịa agwa ụnụ okwu site ati ụnụ pụta na-agwa ụnụ okwu biznes ụnụ wepụtara ndị jiri mma mụ gọma were bịa na-akụrisi ngwa ahịa ụmụ mmadụ ọkwa nwa mgbọghọ a ọkwa sekuriti ihe ndị na-akụ aka odo o wepụtara ụnụ nene anya ka ngwa ụnụ ụmụnne m adị anwụ ugboro na-abụ ya na anwụ wọs ụnụ afụgo na dis sitati ụnụ na-enwetụta fa ọnwụ na ọ naghị emetụta Soludo nwa mgbọghọ yere ha pụta onye ha pụta be ka nwa awụ ọmbụọ na-ebe o mene n'Enugu omego n'Enugu mara na ama na ebe izi ibe Soludo chọrọ ime na Ọnịcha na omego n'Enugu Peter Mbe emeghị ihe jeenu jụọ ndị Enugu ka ọ na-ada ide ama agwa ụmụ ndị gboo ọnwụ na Soludo chọ ịkpọchi dị home market hapụrụ ya ka ọ kpọchie ya na ọ kpọchi mgbe ya wụdatị na ụnụ niile ekwekọrịta ha ọnwụ nụrụ ji ofu obi na-aga Soludo enweghị ihe o ya eme obecha ka nwa wụọ na onwere ife mkpụrụ odisi idiot ya metara ọnụ awụhụ pen ọ na-akọ ọsụ na everyday by useless security criminals ọ na-ewepụta ọ laikere ọnụ ọ na-akwụsị kidnap ọ na-akwụsịgodo ọgan ụnụ a na-ewegha na-egbu ụmụ mmadụ ewekọrọ ọgan na-ele ọkwụsịgodo ihe and ibe dị ya mkpa wee bịa kwụsị sit at home ụmụnne m sọsọ ozi ka m na-eze ụmụ ndị gboo all these useless people enwere uru faba ụnụ atụkwa n'egwu na onye akpọchi eme market ya kpọchie ya with double key ọnwụ na Soludo wee key onye ji wee kpọchi eme market anyị atụọla container key ọnwụ na one container ezo anyị wetara 2 container even ọ chọkwa 100 container anyị anyị dịka kpebere anyị atụọla ya ka o wee nwee ike ịkpọchi ya ọfụma rubbish ụnụ ya abịa ya jeda place ọnwụ na this man a na-akpọ Soludo enwere ishie o yere agbagodu reaction ndị mmadụ na njem ije oje na main market mmadụ one na-ekwetụrụ ya ọkwa ụmụ criminal ndị a na-akụ aka odo na-ekwetụrụ ya onye ndị na-ekwere ọkwa ndị a na-akụ aka odo pụtanụ ka e were m aka odo nye ụnụ anya solution gọvanọ trenụrụ ụmụ mmadụ anaghị emere kidnap na-egbuchasịrị ya ndị mmadụ ihe bịa igbuju afọ onye nwere ike ọbịa kọmishọn ọlọgụ one place onye nwa ka o ji zawa ka solution gọvanọ ụmụnne m isodoritin na-agwụ n'ụmụ ndị gboo datina jisiri ike kwụsie n'oke ebe ụnụ kwụ unu esheki na esheki ọkwa ma ọ n'ahịa analugo that peace will come and that love will come and that security will come sọsọ ife nna ya ụnụ jisi n'ike unu esheki hapụrụ ndị a na-awa egbu oburu isi ndewo na ụmụnne m ikuku na ka mgba break
ndewo
Monday through to Saturday. All the shops, if you want to trade around here, all the shops must be open Monday to Saturday. So if you have a shop and you can't open it on Mondays, then keep it locked for the rest of the week. Are you with me? And we're going to enforce this. If it's a plaza, you lock it up on Monday, then you will not be able to open it for the week. Are you getting me?
Okay, Pastor Vam, I'm going to come to you, but before then, let me first of all read out, of course, the comment of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Èkpá Simon Njoko, which he, of course, said something very, 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 very important today concerning this very, of course, Soludo's shenanigan. And according to the PM, he said, this is the so-called governor who already lost legitimacy.
Yes.
Who has already lost legitimacy to stand, of course, as the governor of who? First of all, as far as Biafra land is concerned today, in the eyes of the Biafran people, we no longer have Anambra. I'm sorry to say that. It doesn't matter who is concerned. We no longer have Anambra because the Biafra government, with the support of the Biafran people located within that area or territory that is called that used to be called Anambra State, have agreed to have 3 states out of that very defunct state that was under Nigeria.
Yes.
This is no apology because also Metotamua, and I love it. I love it so much. So now, first of all, we do no longer have Anambra as Biafrans. Now, somebody who is parading himself, not only that there is no more state for him to govern, yet at the same time, the people have rejected him and gave their vote to the Biafra government for the declaration of Biafra. That is number 2. Number 3, the same people gathered on the 27th of February, 2022, 27th of February, 2022, and passed vote of no confidence on these criminals that parade themselves as political elites in our land, yet they are still gallivanting all over the places. Your Excellency, sir, Mr. Governor, sir, mad people who do not even know the present situation, yes, who are living in the past. Now, who has lost legitimacy, now threatening Biafrans in Anambra. The next is that he will start buying them. The Anambra command of the BDF will start operation. We start operation by the Python immediately to make sure we put Chukwuma Soluafufuna Fulani and his threat to where they belong. Honorable Ajere, aka Pastor Van Van Van, please. The Prime Minister said the Anambra Command, the old Anambra Command of the Biafra Defense Force, will start operation by the Python immediately, to make sure we put Soluafufuna Fulani and his threat to where they belong. At the same time, Pastor Van Van Van, the same Soluafufuna Fulani assuring an unseen crowd or a paid crowd, I can't call it a crowd because they are just a few paid agents, that he is going to provide adequate security for them. Now, Pastor Van Van Van, please bring in the BDF, which you know how radical we are, and the terrorist army, which you know how they, derive joy in buying innocent Biafrans, especially Igbos. What message do you have for our people who trade in Onitsha market and other markets in the old Anambra State?
Thank you very much, Now, every Biafran by now knows that our Biafran Liberation Army are very concerned with our population, and for us, the rules of engagement is very, very important. So we observe rules of engagement, especially they have seen how that the zoo army that comes to Biafra land, they are always carried away in body bags. And we have never heard that while confronting the zoo army, that there are innocent civilians that are affected, because we know what the rules of engagement is. So we always wait for them where they try to come. And then when they come, they meet their waterlow. So in the same way and manner, Biafrans, you must know that the threats of Soludo to send security into your marketplaces where you have no security concerns, because if there is anything like security concern, Soludo will not be there. It will not be there. What you'll be hearing is patapa, because there are security concerns. But Soludo came in there, the shops were locked. He came in with all the people he rented, because while they were going about, he was fronting shops and saying those shops will open, because there were no shops open actually. They already arranged for those that we carry back and put in the corridor of business places, and he was shaking them. The real shops you saw them were all locked. So all the people you saw there were not part of the business people in those market areas. And so obviously there was nothing like a security concern. And so where you will have a problem as a Biafran is that you will ignore the warning of the Prime Minister and the warning of the government of Biafra, because Soludo, like my brother and the comrade have already stressed, Soludo is illegitimate. He has no state, no more portfolio as far as Biafra land is concerned. Anambra State does not exist anymore. You understand? So for you to be spared, so that we will not be thinking about rules of engagement. When we engage these criminals that will come to Biafra land, on it precisely, stay in your home. Stay in your home. Because we maintain the rule of engagement. We target the enemies, but the enemies will target you. We target them, but they will target you. The only way you will know that we target them is that so far so good, you have never seen the body of Biafrans lying on the streets after our engagement with these, blood-sucking demons and all these terrorists that come to Biafra land. Only their bodies are being carried away. So for you to be safe and sound, stay in your home. Don't come out. Leave the business for us. And I want to bet you with my 10 fingers and my 10 toes, Soludo will not near those places. I'm telling you. And because if he wants us to make him a scapegoat, then let him come out. Let him join those people he wants to carry and come out, and then so that's just all I will say to Biafrans. And of course, I know you all are always listening, and you know who has your interest at heart. So listen and stay at home. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Vam. Now, Adade Olama, I don't know if you have something to say for this concerning this issue, because we want to move into another segment right now, which is most important. I said the most important discussion we have this evening. So, if you have something more to say about this, quickly say it and round up so that we can move to the next segment.
Oh, nwanne m nwoke Honorable Ajele ekwusia na ihe niile. The only thing na-agwa ndị be ahụ that na ọhụta ka a maara onye a na-akpọ nwamgbe ahụ Soludo nwamgbe ahụ ọhụta ka unu maara onye ọhụụ. Unu nwere ife mere n'Enugu steeti. Unu amara that na ode Enugu na amara that na ka nwamgbe ahụ chọrọ ime na ode Anambra steeti. Unu ekwere ka ejizie ọbara unu wee chụọ aja, ọ ka ewere ọgana unu wee tụọ mgbele. Biko na ụmụnne m, unu atụpụrụ na ya ọnụ sọsọ ife m ekwudewe for now.
Ndewo, Honorable Ndimbo Nandiegede. Thank you so much for your, of course, your submission. Now, I wanted to say something about that. What I wanted to say is Biafrans should be asking questions. Biafrans should be asking very important question. That how comes after all the battles fought against this Monday sit at home, after all the battles fought against Monday sit at home by these criminals, it at some point it looked as if the battle has ended. The battle has died off. Now, all of a sudden, Èkpá boom, Soludo maputa. Ka Soludo maputalo nke Èkpá now to continue the fight. Has any Biafran asked what has happened? Now, what has happened is very simple. There's a particular broadcast I made some few weeks ago before the court appearance of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whereby I revealed an intel that I got that the governors and the criminals, the structured criminals, were arranging to persuade Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to publicly denounce Mazi Simon Èkpá, the Prime Minister. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu failed them in this last. Actually, he would have been released. He would have been partially, or they would have the way actually in a way, in the eyes of Biafrans, it will look like he has been released, but he will still be under the captivity of these criminals, these criminal politicians in the south, in the old eastern region. So, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu failed them on his last court appearance, failed them, he never mentioned Mazi Simon Èkpá. Rather, he even, he downgraded the people. He failed them, and at the same time, he put shame on them, telling them, even though he did not mention their names, he told them that, look, you people, all you sellouts, your end is near. Now, that thing got them angry. Both the saboteurs in the structure and the saboteurs in the government. That is the reason why, and this attack is just starting. This attack is just the beginning. Something is going to happen. Something, even the attack is coming, and it's going to be even worse than what it used to be or what we have already seen before. The attack which is coming in Èkpá is going to be worse than what we have already seen, because the kind of pressure that is being mounted upon these idiots that claim to be Igbo politicians, the pressure is coming from Britain, and the pressure is coming from Řock. We are not even talking about our own pressure, the pressure we are giving them on our own. We are not talking about that one, but the pressure which is coming from Britain and Řock. They have been threatened to lose their position. Should what is going on in the East continues, they will lose their position. People are not aware of what is going on. These criminals are being threatened to lose. I want every Biafran listening today to mark it somewhere. These people are being threatened to lose their positions should they fail to curtail what they called excessiveness of both Mazi Simon Èkpá and Biafra freedom fighters. I want everybody to write it down today. In no distant time, you will start seeing wonders. There's a very big threat on their position. That's why you see Soludo now coming out. And it's not going to end with Soludo. All of them, more of them will come. Even the ones who think that that can never speak will come out to speak. Now, let us leave that one. Ofunne Gianibea. Let us delve into the next segment, which is going to be our final topic this evening. And I will start with Honorable Ajere. We all know that recently, of course, I wanted to title this broadcast, Prime Minister Mazi Simon Èkpá has been vindicated. Biafra Liberation Army vindicated. And of course, BRGIE vindicated. That was the title I was planning to give this to this very live broadcast before the issue of course, Speed Darlington came up. Now, the PM, the BLA, the BRGIE have all been vindicated.
Yes.
Couple of days ago, we saw the the news and video from TVC where one Fulani terrorist came to a place called Mbano to inspect a certain building or project which was built as an open university. And this open university was to be a